Camera rolling and go.
Somebody answer that
You,
question.
sorry.
I'm sorry?
You moved the camera.
Did I hit it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me just.
You know why we do the clap, right?
What's that?
You know why it goes all the way back to early movies. Well, you know what the clap is for.
No.
You're recording on one device for the video, on another device for the audio. We've got
you get
audio
the
here,
synchronized.
but it's not as good as the audio we get off of here.
Yeah.
And in the old days, they're looking along, and it causes a spike. They can hear this thump when they're and it'll go thump like that. And that's where I need to grab it. And we also use it to sync up the audio and the video.
Interesting.
Okay. Oops. Okay. If you were not doing this work that you're doing, what would you be doing?
You know, if I weren't a linguist, I would probably be doing something in the social sciences, possibly a historian, anthropologist, something like that. I'm fascinated by the question of how do societies and cultures change and why. And that's why I'm so interested in using Corpora to look at historical linguistics, because it serves as a wonderful lens on societal and cultural change.
Good. The other question we had, and I think we've kind of covered that, what interests you most with Corpora? I think that's getting at the change idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't need to do that one again probably, do we?
No, he actually said exactly. I'll refresh you. Do you want me to just read the list of things that you said that we found interesting, and then you can consider what you want to say? I'm trained as a historical linguist, so I'm fascinated with how and why language changes and what relationship changes according to culture and society. If I weren't a linguist, I'd be an anthropologist.
I think we got that, so.
Yeah, he just said that. So then, he says, I'm fascinated by how it relates to culture, language, and society. Otherwise, language is very sterile. The reason you got into it is that you're not, we covered that. Just got a grant to, okay, we did that. And looking at the relationship between language and culture is generally what we're talking about.
Okay, then let's go ahead and just do a short answer on language and culture. The interrelationship between language and culture. Just say, you can start however you want, but something
I'm
like
not sure what we're getting at here.
language and culture. And when I teach, and a lot of people believe that language does not really exist independent of a culture. That there's an intertwining there, that an interconnection that's crucial to both.
Yeah. Well, okay, so maybe an example would be,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't want exact examples, because we're going to do that with the Camtasia, but you know, a simple example of the relationship between language and culture is that the words that we use to describe a particular concept or a particular thing, as those words change over time, the reason they change is because they're signaling that something has changed in the culture. And, you know, later then I would give examples of, you know, how do we view women or some of these other things. And,
I think what you just said there is good.
yeah.
That's good.
I mean, there's some really fun things from the general conference corpus, but, you know, just in terms of how LDS society and culture has changed, how they were talking about things 150 years ago, how they talk about them now.
Okay, why don't we save that and do that and do a search that would relate to one or two or three of those examples, and we'll pick one.
Okay.
And then you can start your Camtasia thing. Let's take the example of how such and such has changed over time, and then we do the search, and then we can see it at that point.
Okay.
And I'd like to, when he does that, I'd like to do that shot both ways. I'd like the Camtasia with the voice-over, and then I'd like the camera over his shoulder.
Over his shoulder, yeah.
So that we can zoom
Yeah.
right in on the text on the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
that's just a shot. I mean, it's because
That's
you're
what
getting
we-
different things here with the Camtasia. You're going to see how things are working overall, and that's the best way to do that. But there's this effect of this is a word or this is a phrase. One of the phrases, this is the way it used to be, and the camera picks that up, and this is the way it is now, and the camera picks that up. Okay. Any last thoughts or stories? Well, what do you feel is most important about how people use? What's you think the most significant use that's been, if you had to pick one?
Yeah, I want to say this without putting in the part you'll have to end up cutting.
Yeah.
I think as scholars sometimes there's a temptation to publish articles on some really abstract aspect of whatever we're studying that really isn't making much of an impact for people throughout the world. And one of the things that's been the most satisfying for me over the last 4 or 5 years is I've been creating English corpora that are now used in hundreds of different countries, hundreds of thousands of users. Yeah, I'm doing that. One of the most satisfying things has been knowing that the corpora are being used by hundreds of thousands of people throughout the world for whom this is their connection to English. What they understand about English comes from what they find in the corpora, and knowing that their ability to progress professionally is tied in to the degree to which they acquire native sounding English, and that the tools I've created are helping to provide that resource. That's satisfying for me. And that was all over the place. So.
Do we have enough of a break there? I mean, that was, to me, that's the last phrase in the piece right there, what he just said.
It was kind of long, but
Yeah, I could.
yeah, if you can.
Let's
keep
do
it
that
short.
one more time and then
never
try to
hurts to
end
say
it. That's what's satisfying for me, and then give us a beat at the end of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved that end, and that's
Okay.
what's satisfying for me.
Yeah, and then,
So
and
really
then,
think about what's satisfying for you, and
Yeah.
just brief.
and then just maintain your look on me, and then that's when we'll fade to black. I mean, that's,
Can I just linger the moment?
yes.
Okay, yeah. So one of the things that is most satisfying to me, I'll start over. So one of the things that man,
If we're gonna end with satisfying to me,
yeah,
probably don't begin with it.
Don't begin with that. What, exciting, or
Yeah.
that I
Something
like the best,
interesting,
or
something interesting.
most meaningful, most
Yeah.
interesting.
one of the things that I guess is the most meaningful for me is to have been able to create resources like Corpora that are used by hundreds of thousands of people every month from throughout the world so that they can improve their English, because to the degree that their English improves, they're able to have more possibilities in their career. And so knowing that it's making that difference, for me, that's very satisfying.
Good.
Yeah, it was 20 seconds, 25 seconds.
So we need that quiet there with just your face, and as it fades, you're still there.
Can you just say it one more time, just for our safety on the editing side? I know
Alright.
it's
Yeah.
annoying to repeat it.
No,
but
that's fine.
I liked the very end. You said, and that's what's satisfying. I really liked when you said that's what's most satisfying to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
I just have to frame you.
Do you want to maybe move that little mouse for a second so that it
Yeah.
doesn't come out when you... Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Just so that when you're talking, it doesn't go black again.
Yeah.
And we want, we redo this one because I really like that.
That's the point here.
Yeah,
essentially.
that's what's, I mean, that, to me, that,
And the honest truth, I mean, we're not going to put it in here, but one of the really, really cool things is knowing that the corpora are being used by people in a lot of countries where the church has little or no presence. And the fact that they're connecting to these through BYU, that's maybe the one connection they would have to the church. That is meaningful as well, but we're probably not going to put that in there.
that plus Rock Center on NBC.
Yeah. I didn't watch that last night. I
Well,
heard that was good.
it-
Okay, so anyway,
we'll talk
I'm
about
going to
it.
do this
There
one
you
more
go.
time. So I think that one of the things that's been most meaningful for me has been the fact that I've been able to create these resources that are used by hundreds of thousands of people every month, people from throughout the world. And as they use these resources, they're able to improve their English and therefore improve in their career. And actually, that's been one of the most satisfying things for me. So,
Okay? One of those will be good. They're all good. One of them will be best. I think that's it.
Yep.
okay.